So what we've got here is a program that allows us to do many different things with the drawing sheets once we have them up. First thing we can do is we can navigate through the drawing sheets either forward or backwards. We can rotate the drawing sheets, which I'm not going to do because I don't need to, but however you can rotate them in either clockwise or counterclockwise directions. If I'm on a drawing sheet and I want to pull up another drawing sheet and don't want to have to go back to the listing of drawings as they are on our website, I can go through and select a specific drawing sheet and have that reference on screen for you. And if you notice that drawing sheet that I selected here, I'm looking at the finish plan. So maybe I want to go through and pull up the specifications that correlate with finish plans, whether it be painting or carpeting. Right here is literally the listing of specifications for this particular project. I can click on painting, and in a second tab that pulls up, I've now got the painting section. So I can go back and forth between the drawing sheet that I need to see and the spec section that I need to reference that correlates with it. Next, we've got the zoom in and zoom out tools. And then I can also, once I've zoomed in, move my drawing sheet around with this cursor tool right here. So now we're going to go ahead and actually set a scale and do some measurements on this drawing sheet. So I'm going to fit to page, so I get my full drawing sheet in front of me, and I'm going to select this specific cursor zoom tool. What that's going to allow me to do is select an area to zoom in on so I can see my scale. There's my scale, 1/16 of an inch equals a foot. Go back out to my full page, and I'm going to make some measurements. But before I do that, once I click on this rectangular or any one of these estimating tools in here, I've got this estimating and markup window that shows up, and here's the scale. So I'm going to set my scale, zoom in, and start measuring. I'm going to use this rectangle tool and measure this office. And I'm going to click it again because I want to measure this second office. So now I've got the square footage, the area of each of these two offices. I can't really tell them apart on the drawing sheet other than they're different sizes, and I can't tell them apart here unless I know which one was rectangle, whichever it's called, in the item field. So I can go ahead and type in office 131D here and office 131A. And I can also, from the color spectrum, choose any color under the sun that I want to. Select choose, and now you'll see that it's changed the color of my office, so I can tell those two rooms apart, and I know both their area and perimeter. In addition to drawing rectangles, you can draw other shapes like a ellipsis or a circle. Again, there's your square footage, and from there we can also do a count. So let's say in this media center we want to count the windows. I've selected one of those options there. And before I move anywhere else on the drawing sheet, I want to click out of that count tool, and I want to show you how you can do another count using a different object. So last time I counted my door or my windows with the square. Maybe this time I want to count my doors with the diamond. I can go ahead and do that. And to exit out of that count tool, again, clicking on to one of the other tools within the estimating is going to shut off that count. And from here, I remember counting for windows, so I can type in windows there, and I can type in doors right here. Another useful tool would be this measure a straight line. What that's going to allow me to do is measure a straight line in linear feet. So perhaps I want to know the length of this countertop. I'm going to click, drag, release, and once I do that, you'll see on my estimating and markup tab, there's the countertop. Another tool, open path tool. So let's say you're a cabling guy and you want to know how long cable you're going to have to run through the media center. I'm just dragging, clicking, and then I double click to release, and you'll see now there's the linear feet of that cabling line. If you've drawn anything on the drawing sheets that you want to delete, all you've got to do is simply click one of the deletes. So maybe I want to get rid of the circle. I can go ahead and do that, tell it OK, and now that circle is removed from my drawing sheet. Next thing that we can do is, once we've got all these markups, there's this Excel export button. If you click that, it's going to automatically download, as you see right there. If I open that up, is an Excel spreadsheet of the markups that I've done on this drawing sheet. All right, so you've made your markups. I'm just going to make that window a little bit smaller. Now that I've made my markups, there are a few things that I can do with these drawing sheets. I can save them to the cloud, meaning save them to the Builders Exchange server. And when I do that, in the future, from this computer, if I'm at this project bidding documents and I go to the plans, I can click on that and load any previous drawing sheets that I've pulled up and made markups on via the website. These tools right here are the download options. The difference between the two is this single file is going to download this one drawing sheet in a PDF file in a new tab with my markups on it. So I've got one sheet with my markups. This file image right here is going to allow me to do a batch download. However, the difference between the two, when I do that batch download, it's not going to keep my estimating and markup tabs in the sheet when I open that up. So you can see now that with this second way of saving the drawing sheet, there are no markups there. So if you want to save your drawing sheet with markups, you're going to use this tool and it's going to save it as a single file. Or if you don't care about having your markups on the drawing sheet or just want to download drawings directly from the program without markups, you would use this button right there.